Hello there. I'm going to take you back a couple years to a normal day. Just a normal day. I was working, manning the sales counter of a small local downtown business. We can get a lot of interesting foot traffic during the course of a normal day. On this particular day, a random guy walks in. And by random guy, I mean I've never seen him before, he's never seen me, I don't know him, he doesn't know me. At least that's what I think. He opens the door. He walks toward me like any other random person would do. Now, I realize that everyone has a different walk, a different way of transporting themselves via their feet and legs. Some people are moseying around, some people are jaunting around, some people walk like they're on a mission, maybe an undercover mission. But the point is, all random people have a certain kind of walk towards you. The walk of, we are strangers in this world. There is no connection between us whatsoever. So he's walking toward me, and when he gets about 8 steps away, his walk suddenly changes from random guy walk to there is some connection between us kind of walk. I can't even explain how this difference is noticed, but it was noticed. Okay? Like, our relationship changed mid-stride, basically. He walks up and extends his hand to me, and as he extends his hand, he says to me, Credimus. I had no idea what was going on, but thankfully, because he initiated the shake of hand, I slowly extended my hand to complete the handshaking ritual, while thinking to myself, what on earth could this guy possibly mean by Credimus? I don't think I've even heard those words before in my life. I have no idea what these words mean, if there are even actual words. All I could come up with was something like, yeah. Just, yeah. Okay, let me explain something. I've never been to BJU as a student. I have been there at least twice, just visiting the campus. One of those times was during what they call Fall Festival, which is a time when a bunch of individuals come together and compete in different competitions. I wish I could say I competed in the Mission Aviation Emergency Landing competition, which we all know is the most highly esteemed competition, where you have to jump out of a plane at about 3,000 feet with nothing but a Gideon New Testament and some chick tracts. And out of these resources, you have to construct a parachute, which would allow you to survive the descent, while still maintaining the readabilityness of the literature in order to teach anyone you might come in contact with after touchdown. But I didn't compete in that. I was part of a makeshift handbell group, which is where a bunch of people get in a line and everybody holds up 2 bells and ring them in a proper sequence in order to produce music. Sometimes you'd have to ring both of them at the same time. Sometimes you'd have to shake your bell. Shaking your bell is just absolutely the worst. And shaking both your bells is just off the chain. Also, page turning is hard because you have to turn the page with your hands, obviously, and you have to set one of the bells down, and then turn the page real quick, and then ring it again. Now, you may be wondering, how did our group do in competition? Well, let me put it this way. If the judging was completely based on skill, quality of music, and professionalness of execution, we would have failed miserably. But thankfully, this was not the case. Thankfully, it was judged by how much fun everyone had, in which case we tied for 3rd. But completely inconsequential to that whole ordeal, during my visit to BJU, I also received a free t-shirt. It had the school motto, which in English is translated, we seek, we trust, and in Latin is Credimus. Evidently, in retrospect, this guy was a graduate of BJU and thought that we had a common connection there. He soon realized that this was not the case, as I obviously had no idea what Credimus meant at that moment in time and space. Thankfully, the potential moment of extreme awkwardness was put to rest by another comment to this now completely random guy, again, concerning the music I had playing. He said something like, "Is that the Andrews Sisters I hear? Not bad, good music." So, the life lesson I learned that day was simply this. If you wear a shirt with words written on it, you should know what they mean if they're in another language. In general, you should know what they mean, even if they're in English. You should know what's written on your shirt. When it comes to shirts in this world, or clothing in general, really, the universe needs fewer people to be passive and more people to be intentional. Bottom line. Bottom line. That's the bottom line.